Now, after I did my master's in Germany, a lot of students have been writing to me and asked me questions about how they can start their studies abroad too. And it's not really about studies, it's about getting a good life for yourself, finding a life where you can earn a decent income, you can live a decent life, and you don't have to be looked down upon people around you, because here's the thing. Most of the times when you see in Indian education system, you're always having this hype for IITs and like the tier one colleges, best colleges in India, blah, blah. You see like almost like 5,000 people get inside that. Like why I'm writing 5,000 people here is because these are the ones which are without reservation. Other 5,000 seats you cannot even compete on. So essentially 0.5% of the 10 lakh people who are, writing the exams and stuff for Indian higher education, they are able to study in IITs. That's it. Other 99.5% people, they go to NITs, state government universities, private universities, colleges, and everything. And to a very big level, like there is not a massive difference there. So 99% of the people essentially end up in tier three colleges. And what happens is if you study in a tier three college, you're looked down upon by the employers. And I'm like, we can be completely honest here. If you go to your LinkedIn feed and you see the people hiring, so many times you will find people writing that only tier one graduates or tier one freshers and so on. What should the rest of the tier three people do? Should they not get a job? Should they not make a living at all? Should they not earn their own food? Should they live from their parents' money their entire life just because they could not perform well in one exam? This really is the biggest human resource tragedy of 21st century. I just cannot understand it. Because in Germany, you have so many more jobs, you have so many vacancies. Government is pushing for people to come inside Germany and work, live a good life there. Whereas in India, you have no jobs. People who are in tier three colleges, they're not able to find jobs. So what happens when they're not able to find jobs? They go ahead and they start applying for the government exams, the government jobs and everything. And the government exams coaching institutions now, there are so many of them. I was just taking a look at YouTube recently. So many of the YouTube channels have started about like, UPSC preparation, SSC preparation, all of these things. And what happens, like when you do this, you're going back to the grind which you were doing for when you were 16-year-old, 15-year-old, and so on. So the next, like 6, 8 years of your life that you were doing your bachelor's and master's for, it's pretty much useless because you're going back to the same grind. And whereas like in countries outside India, people start earning from the age of 15, 16. They can do a part-time job or something, whereas in India you start earning from the age of 24, 25 when you finally get a job or something, or like you have cleared an exam or you've done something, you had some kind of luck, then you start earning money. And this is like so stupid. And this is not just about money, because I understand like IITs kind of like differentiate the people who are able to write an exam very well from the people who are not able to write that exam nicely, or like maybe are not able to perform well there. But it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop at career. It also carries on into your private life. Look at the marriage part. Like I was coming across this website recently, which is called IITIAMShadi.com. And I just found it unreal. Alma Mater matters. And I'm just like, so I'm speechless about this. I cannot say anything. Like, how the fuck does which university you studied from become such a big deal in the society that you're looked down upon by everybody else if you have not studied in IIT or IIM? So, what should the rest of the 99.5% people do? Huh? Like, what should they do? They don't deserve a good life for themselves. Should they like still be looked down upon by everybody else? Does it make any sense to you? It doesn't make any sense to me, at least. Where Germany is looking for like new people, our own country like India, they are having problems with getting those people inside and ensuring that they're getting good jobs and so on. But this is the reason why I really think you should rethink everything. Take a look at your parents. Take inspiration from your own parents, not from anybody else, not from me, not from somebody else, from your own parents. Most of your parents, if you remember, like I think I know it very clearly. My father, like my grandparents, they were illiterate. They couldn't read or write, and they were farmers in the village. My father was the first one who left the village to go to the city so that he can get better opportunities. Now, why shouldn't you be the person who takes it one step further? Why should you stay in the city? Why shouldn't you think about like going to a place where you're actually having some kind of value, where people respect you for the skills you have, not just because you're branded with a tier 3 college or an IIT or something, but because of the intrinsic values that you have, the problems that you can solve, and the things that you can do for other people. Like you should really think about this, because otherwise your entire life is going to be a game of like IITs and IIMs. If you're not there, you're done. Or you just like go through tier 3 college, you don't find any kind of job, then afterwards you start applying for government jobs, and then you go and like keep trying for UPSC, SSC, and all of these things. I was talking to a student previously, and this girl said that her brother was preparing for UPSC for 4 years and failed every single time, and so was still at home, had no social life whatsoever, had a lot of frustration, a lot of depression, and this guy couldn't perform. Like when the society puts so much pressure on you, what should you do? Should you like continue like kind of grinding around in this kind of environment, or should you decide to move just like your parents did, when they went from the villages to the cities in search for good opportunities. So why shouldn't you do it further? Why shouldn't you go ahead and maybe think about like moving completely your city, your country, whatsoever, whatever fits you, wherever you can find a better job? It's not really about Germany. It's about you getting a good life for yourself, because the way these things are running in India right now, there it is going to end up with a lot of frustrated people, a lot of angry youth, a lot of people who are not finding jobs for themselves. And this just leads to so much inconfidence. When in Germany, like, it really doesn't even matter which kind of university you come from. What matters is, what are you capable of doing? It's all about the individual. What kind of skills do you have? What kind of things you can do? And you can get a good salary, you can travel around anywhere you want, and you can live a decent life. In India, the way I see it, it doesn't look that great. And I'm not saying all of these things from emotions. All of these are facts. You can take a look at the numbers. You can take a look at how many people are studying in IITs, and you can see how many total students are there who are writing the exams. And then you can make these things out yourself. I'm not like, making these things up. Take a look at Google yourself, search for it. I don't know, man. Really just like makes me absolutely speechless. I just find it absolutely horrible. So think about what you want to do in life. Do you want to be in this grind again, this like really endless circle of you pushing for this coaching exams over and over again? First time in your 10th grade, then 11th, 12th, then in BTech it starts already in the third year for gate coaching and stuff. Once you're done with BTech, it starts with like, UPSC or something. Like, how long will this go? How, like, till what age of your life, what percentage of your life are you going to waste in just preparing for coaching exams and some kind of exams and so on? And what percentage of your life are you going to actually live? Because in European countries abroad, people already start earning money from the age of 15. In India, many people right now, they start earning at the age of 24 and 25. 10 years that you're missing out, just because the society tells you that, hey, you have to prepare for this, you have to prepare for this, because 99% of the people, they cannot find a good job just because they're from tier 3 colleges. Makes zero sense to me. So really think about this. If this video made you understand something, don't forget it to share with somebody else, because most of the people, they go on autopilot their entire lives. They never think and see that, hey, this is the moment when I need to change something, because somebody else has shown me that this is the situation which is happening to me right now. This is the situation that is happening to you. 99% of the people are having problems in finding good job opportunities. Work on it. If you want to like come to studying in Germany and so on, I have a free webinar about it. Everything about studying in Germany. The link for this you can find in the description below. Take a look at that, attend it. You will learn something at least. It is for free, and then see what you want to do. Because not that like everybody just like starts following this, man. What kind of nonsense?